Starting from the top, welcome to the start of the session. In the last session, you met with Francesca, having fully fulfilled your end of the bargain. Gerald learned more about the Nine Hells and the Demon Jester mask. Jadir had an unfortunate mishap when, in an attempt to remove the artifact from his body through open heart surgery, they were mysteriously transported to the astral plane, where Jadir was able to harness the ability to stop time in an incredible adrenaline rush to drifting through the cosmic void. He attuned to a modified ring of spell storing during this stop, and then barely managed to escape with their lives. They parted ways after that to think more about what to do. The following night, Gerald decided it would be a good idea to put his mask back on. He ended up slightly pranking Jadir at first before starting to describe himself as "we" while wearing the mask, which began to move with the facial features his face would have made. Gerald ended up using suggestion to start a tavern brawl by having a fat guy start spanking people. Jadir tried to chase him around the room to get the mask off, but was unsuccessful. Ultimately, Gerald escaped out the window and started a fight in the town square as well. Many a cabbage was slain. He also convinced the guards to start rioting for better wages. After a night of pure chaos, Gerald came to his senses and took the mask off. Jadir was also given a note by a Dragonborn giving instructions, signed K. You are currently in the Singing Swallow Tavern. It's a beautiful morning. Gerald has not slept, but Jadir got a good enough sleep. Talk of the events of last night are the only words being shared this morning.
Amazing. Bravo.
Thank you. So there's been a small change in note quantity.
Oh, definitely. I feel like your notes are slowly becoming Gerald's criminal record.
This whole
That's
campaign
probably
is,
true. Yeah, it's a bit all over the place.
Jadir is like the most responsible one. Meanwhile, we have Gerald that just like, I'm gonna do this.
I don't know about that. Jadir does impulsive as shit content all the time. I mean, just
When money is involved, yes.
among other things. I just fireballed myself last session.
True, but that was you were panicking.
Fair enough. I
You
suppose
almost killed your only source, the only NPC on the face of the continent that you know of who could help you. And you cast
in
Fireball
Jadir's
on him.
defense, things were very strange, and he was asked to do strange things with magic. So he did the most powerful thing he could think of.
Good job.
It happens. Anyways, I suppose when Jadir has seen Gerald coming into the Singing Swallow, as he's walking down the stairs, just like turns back around,
Yes.
goes up the.
He's like, where you go, Jadir?
He's already around the corner.
Like, did I do something wrong? He's like, wait, quick question. Does he full on remember everything that happened?
Oh, yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay, then it's a bit more.
It's not like you were possessed.
True. And he's like, well. And he's like following him up and trying to find like where his door is. Do I see him go like to his room?
Are you going to?
Jadir's just waiting directly around the corner. Like he just like went around the corner and is just leaning against the wall.
Yeah, you just hear like,
My name's Jadir the Assassin.
oh my fucking god. That is gonna continue throughout every session, isn't it?
Yes.
But yeah, he's like, all right. I know what I did might not be the best thing I have ever done, but we found out what the mask does. He's really reaching.
If that's all it does, it's quite useless.
It has uses.
How'd you get it off?
I took it off.
I took it off, or we took it off?
He like turns a bit flustered. Is like, well, I guess you could say I did. It was well, he left me on top of a clock tower. He kind of like
So
the
they
big one.
took it off.
Well, that is a question of. That is an interesting question. I have no idea.
From now on, if it's all the same to you, the mask stays in its little cubby in your bag, and no more cabbages get slaughtered.
Okay, I have to admit, even though some of those things were a bit too much, that was a bit funny.
That was hilarious.
I know, right? Also, one of the best things I've ever seen. I can't believe the gods bought the thing, by the way. I didn't even use a spell on those. I just simply said, oh, you guys require higher... Well, technically it was we then, yes. But we said, like, oh, technically you require higher wages, and they just went with it.
Are you really that surprised? I mean, we did meet Guilfred and Roger earlier. The gods don't really seem to be the brightest.
That is quite true, actually. But still, you would have thought things would have been a bit more, solid.
You keep thinking that they're educated in matters like this.
Well, no, I don't think that they're educated. I just more think they might have some common sense, which actually they don't seem to have.
Jill, they're not going to offer you a historical tour of their walls.
No, that was the royal guards. That's not the other ones. I expected fully better of the royal guards, to be fair.
Fair enough. While you were setting the world on fire yesterday...
It's still not on fire. It's just a bit...
Whatever. I was approached by an odd red Dragonborn. Believe I have directions on how to meet with Kilkara.
That's lovely, actually. When is the meeting? Because I'm going to be honest, I am quite tired. Also,
it's a scroll with instructions on how to get there. No date.
There is a date.
Oh, there is?
Let me read it.
My notes are amazing. Sorry, what?
It says the meeting. It says tomorrow sunset.
Oh no! Something tells me I'm gonna go very, very tired. I don't think we have time. Do you think we have time?
It's at sunset.
Do you think we could just, wait and I could maybe get a bit of a nap in?
I'm sure you can.
That's wonderful. Also, quick thing. I apparently am very talented at running. Just don't ask the people around the clock tower.
I have no idea what that means, and I'm going to simply brush that aside.
Yes, yes. Maybe I should start a rumor that I have a look-alike somewhere. But anyways, I am going to take a lovely nap, and of course I'm going to pay for the room because I kind of feel like I should not return to the scene of chaos.
It's fine. I'll just extend my stay for an additional day. The room's third on the left.
Also, quick question. How are you feeling? Because any blood returning to its proper place or still as... Okay,
I'll be honest, I've just woken up, and truth be told, last night's events made me forget about it altogether.
Yes, I do admit I do feel a bit guilty of what I made you go through.
Apology accepted. Now go get your nap.
And he's like, all right, I think that's the best I can get. And he kind of like runs down and is like, yes, one room, I guess, for the day.
I just offered to just extend my stay and you could take my room, but all right.
Well, no, because it's like you're gonna have to have somewhere to wait as well.
Gold for your own room.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I thought he was gonna rest with me. Like, also have a room. No. Okay, that was worded poorly.
Do we need to bring the saxophone back?
No, thank you. No, I thought he was also gonna rest. To hopefully.
Do I still have the penalty to my strength as well?
Nope. That's all gone.
Oh, all right. Okay, I thought he still had
to a measly 8.
Yeah,
You still don't feel good though. It's not like your blood has gone back in the last. Yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry about the fireworks, by the way.
I was wondering what the heck is that?
The goblin construction crew is added.
Oh, no, this is not the construction crew. This is the celebration crew.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Let me close the. I'm gonna close
10:30.
the window. There we go.
But yeah.
It might like soften the sound a tiny bit.
Is there anything you want to do today while Gerald is taking a nap?
All right, so I have time until more or less evening when we're gonna descend into wherever. I want to spend that time first to make sure that we have, again, some ragged clothing to change into. I think I should already have that actually. Yes. Yeah, I do. Then I will spend the rest of that time collecting vices.
All right, you go out and about. You collect probably 6 vices. You know, you take some time listening in, talking to people, hearing some juicy gossip. Of course, all of them are somehow related to kinky sex, as we've well established.
No, it wasn't the joke. The shower.
People
are pissing in the shower.
You didn't find a single shower peer today.
The curse has been broken.
The yellow book goes without entry.
You said a yellow like Death Note.
Whenever you write someone's name in, they piss themselves. That is fucking glorious.
But yeah, that is something that Jadir would take his time with. I don't have a problem with sort of cutting towards evening time when we possibly. I am of the opinion that we should try to go meet with Kilgarath. I'm not sure if Dan, you agree with me.
I'm completely fine with that.
That does kind of mean that maybe if this goes on for long, we're not going to be able to meet with Francesca. Possibly tonight.
That's fine.
Yeah, who knows? We might end up in body bags.
Well, it's not like we have. I know, super professional, but I'm hungry. All right.
No, I was not at them ending up in body bags. Eat whatever you want.
But yeah, we don't have a set time to meet him, but we have a set time with this. So, like, it doesn't change.
Too.
Yeah. So
I suggest we hobo it up and set off into the Undercroft.
Yeah. Hobo powers.
Right, you guys put on your hobo clothes.
Hobo skies.
Where are you going?
Yeah, and I want to go to the Undercroft and follow the instructions on the scroll as best as I can.
Okay. So you guys head up to the entrance to the underground beneath the large golden bridge. and descend down into the carved steps, moving down into the mountain. You emerge into a familiar room filled with just fully saturated with sick and homeless people. The underground is a bit of a matrix, so following the instructions on the piece of paper, you turn left and right and left and forward, and the density of the people decreases as you move through the various turns, distancing yourself from the entrance to the underground. The walls are filled with these cramped houses dug into the ground. You eventually reach a dead end in the complex of underground tunnels and houses, save for a single long corridor that goes off to your left. A bronze wall lies at the end. As you approach it, it appears to be the hatch to some sort of large pipe.
Is this where our directions end?
No. To open the hatch, you guys you center the kind of turning wheel 90 right, and then you flip it all the way around left. Then you push it and you twist it left, and the swings open. And emerging into this pipe, there's a ladder going both up and down, following the directions, of course. You climb up, and you travel down this large cylindrical bronze pipe until you arrive into a large room. There's a dam built about 20 feet up, where it looks like there was once constant water flow coming down into the room that would have traveled through the pipe that you were in. The room itself is a perfect spherical shape, well, at least a spherical dome shape, with a cobblestone floor, but natural stone walls that would have been carved through stone by some means. In the center of the room, there is a rectangular stone slab that juts out from beneath it, seemingly to the that juts out from the earth, large enough to be kind of like this perfect table size. There are two slabs that jut out beneath it, seemingly to make the right height for seats. And on the other side of the table, a golden dragonborn woman with marble-colored underbelly and forearms. She is clothed in fine white silks that drape elegantly over the sides of her seat. Her hands each have 5 rings upon their fingers, embedded with different gemstones, with mirrored sets on each hand. A silver pendant with a large circular blue jewel in the center hangs over her drapes. 4 armored silver dragonborn stand in the back of the room, spread evenly across the wall in front of the dam.
That is interesting.
Good evening.
Hello, Jadir.
This is Kilkarath, I presume.
You do instantly recognize this dragonborn as the person you met in the shop. I am. It's good to meet you. Come, take a seat.
Very well. And without seemingly having too much of a care, Jadir will proceed and seat himself.
Alright, you sit down on this kind of stone bench in front of this stone slab table. You requested a meeting. Also, Gerald, are you coming with him, or are you just kind of standing there awkwardly?
He's kind of just stood there awkwardly, just like, I haven't been offered a seat, so I don't know this woman. She has kill in her name. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, if you had not proceeded, Gerald, was hanging back. I think Jadir would have sort of stopped midway to walking and then just kind of like turned around like, you coming or?
Well, she has kill in her name. Excuse me for being a bit concerned. He says that up loud, by the way.
It's a prefix.
Still, that is very intimidating.
You are safe here, I can assure you.
All right. You kind of like
These guards are only here for my protection.
still kill. That is. And he kind of like is mumbling it as he's sitting down.
Be cool, jackass.
She has kill in her name.
Yes.
Wouldn't you be slightly intimidated if you met someone called, oh, I don't know.
With a wide smile, Judy will turn around. Yes, we wanted to speak.
How can I help you?
Well, we're rather confused about what's going on in the city. Nothing really seems to make sense. It's a passing curiosity, mostly. But at the same time, if there's a way for us to perhaps improve things here,
A smile
could be of assistance.
comes to her face. The oracle said you would offer. She prophesied of a crimson man with a musician that held the key to our freedom. I understand that things may be confusing and a lot is happening in the city, and there's been a lot between the history of our people and the humans. But
Very awkward being the only human in the room, like.
the humans of Cassia, she says, looking at you, seeing your awkward face, twiddling your thumbs, just kind of looking off.
Just like, But, yeah.
I have to admit, if there was a prophecy like that, it does sound oddly specific and fitting.
The oracle is very wise and has never been wrong. We want you to work with us. We can offer you anything: riches, land, positions of power. Help us reclaim our homeland and freedom from the shackles of slavery. And when I can sit on the throne of my free people, it will be yours.
Well, I'm not much one for thrones and such. I understand your plight, but there might be limits to what we can help you with. If there is something that we can do, we will, but our paths may take us away from the city at some point.
I have faith that things will come to fruition. Fighting the city itself with brute force or even guerrilla raids would just get us all killed.
Yes.
We're thinking that we need to take the city down from within. Make the nobles fight amongst themselves, let the city tear itself apart, and then deliver a concerted final blow. I've received reports of... she says, looking at Gerald.
He puts on his most innocent face he could possibly do.
And
He's
then
like,
back at Jadir. The city has recently had a bit of an uprising last night. Things like this, things that slowly build and take the city apart. These are the things that we need to see happen. If we could have more things happening like last night, and especially in the upper circles with the nobles and the people of power, if we can get inside their minds and get them fighting amongst themselves, it would be easy with a concerted effort to reclaim the city as our own. You are an instrument that is critical in changing the tides of that. You're in a unique position. We've been watching you and observing how you've changed in your position and in your relationship with the people around you.
quick question. How long have you been watching us?
several weeks.
He kind of looks at Tyr, has that moment of, oh fuck, look on his face. How closely are we talking?
Well, we have eyes all over the city, but we're not
In
stalkers.
our rooms, by any chance, or?
We're not trying to spy on you. That was not the purpose. But
No. I'm
I
just.
think,
I
I
doubt
think
they're
you're
watching you change.
You're misunderstanding the intentions or severity of our...
No. It's just a bit of a private thing. I was a bit worried about, we had a bit of an argument yesterday, and things didn't go as planned, and,
We're not trying to spy in on whatever private time you may be having. The point is, you two have proven yourselves as invaluable assets to the freedom of our people, and I humbly request your assistance.
Let's say everything goes according to your plan. This city is taken back by turmoil and chaos, and you're freed from slavery and are brought high once more. The Wheel of Fate has elevated you, and the people in charge of Barad Baisa are brought down low. What then?
And what then? Then we reinstate ourselves as leaders of our homeland and free the Dragonborn from the shackles of slavery. We're not here to execute the humans. In fact, I would make it so that we could go back to the way things were before the war and the taking of our homeland. Those who oppose Dragonborn rule would be expelled from the city, of course, but I have no qualms with humans who wish to stay peacefully.
Well, he kind of leans into the gym. It doesn't seem like they mean anything bad. Can I roll an insight just to be sure?
You may.
He's not the best at insight. 17.
17.
Yeah.
She seems to be entirely honest.
She seems to be genuine about this. Look, if this is what you want to do, and if you think it's something that we should do, it's up to you. In the end, you're kind of the brain behind this.
Jadir kind of thinks about it for a while. If that's true, we're fucked.
Well, to be fair, we've always been fucked.
Moment,
We're both not very educated.
This might seem a little odd to say, but I might want to help you, but not be in a position to remain for some time. I don't know if we're going to be able to help you.
Are you planning on going somewhere?
I try not to make plans, yet they seem to form anyway.
We
No
kind of
one's
seem...
forcing you to stay.
And of course,
I can pay you very well.
I don't have a problem with coin at the moment.
And,
What do you
well,
want? I am the queen of the Dragonborn people, and I will be the queen of this land once it is reclaimed. Surely there is something you desire.
could we have a team hustle for a tiny bit? Just... Is that okay?
You may step away for a while.
All right. He kind of has a moment of
I know, bad form. We do apologize. The
Take
two
your time.
hobos walk into the room.
And he's like, look, I don't know about you, but maybe she could help in some way, but what are you thinking about this? Because honestly, it might help us if we require something in the future. Having someone in that powerful position might be very beneficial, but this is really like how to help you at this point, because I'm willing to go with whatever you say.
I suppose for once, and I know this may seem strange, but we could try being honest.
He kind of has a moment of like, I. You sure you want to bring the what isn't? Okay, how honest? Are we talking full honest or just half honest?
Half truths that will more than likely devolve into full truths.
All right, so what is our half truth going to be?
We can tell them that we're here, honestly, for removing some strange demonic artifact from within me.
He kind of has a moment of like, I don't think they might take that well.
Well, why not?
Okay, let's put it this way. I think
we don't have to tell them that you plan to use it.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing is, your truth they might take, my truth they might, you know.
So you omit it. There's no need to bring it up.
Yes, so we can bring your truth, but my truth will just remain, I am just your friend on a hearty little journey.
Brilliant.
All right. Good team hustle.
Just before we go, historically, this honesty thing has not worked out well.
No, it has not. Honestly, especially around things, sure, if they know what we are related to, they're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But any normal person, it's kind of backfired on. One of the reasons why we don't talk about it. So, you could say that you've been cursed with it, and you're just trying to get rid of it?
Sure, but
a curse is a very broad term.
It pays off. And I know this is going to sound drastic, but we have directions to their lair. We know who their leader is. Should something happen, we could doom their position quite easily.
Yeah. Well, I think in the best situation, if we are in any way involved in, like, if they find us in any way involved, we just go, oh no, this is just a coincidence. We just happened to meet them because, you know, we met at this and we were just friends.
No, what I mean is, should the Dragonborn double cross us, we can.
Oh yes, that
talk them
definitely
over quite handedly.
Definitely, yes. If they stab us in the back, you know.
All right, honesty it is.
Honesty, well, your honesty, I will remain just happy and, you know, not in any way related to those forces.
Yes, Gerald the thumb twiddler.
Ah, yes. I prefer that over the floating butterfly, to be fair.
And with that, Jadir starts heading back towards the room, I suppose.
Oh, by the way, I might have to jump just for a couple of seconds, just so you guys know, because my dad is bringing food over.
We want to take a 5-minute break, or?
No, I'll just tell you guys when it is. It's just, okay. I'm letting you know. I'm letting you know beforehand.
Okay.
Because he's on his way.
When that happens, we can take a 5-minute break. I'll get some more coffee and whatnot.
More
For
coffee.
now. Yes, more coffee, my third cup. I suppose Jadir would apologize and brief Kelkaroth on the purpose of why we're in Bad Baisa while leaving out the eventual use, possibly, of this artifact, maybe, kind of.
So you're
Maybe
just
that's
telling
what's up.
her about trying to get this artifact out of you.
Yes.
Okay. That is an unusual problem. I can find people who could help take care of such a thing.
I recently attempted to do so, and there were some unusual complications.
Such as?
Oh, he almost arrived dead on the doorstep. Quite horrendous to see, to be fair.
Well, I had an operation performed on me to extract the item, and it took me to another plane of existence, and I nearly died, as did the person who was performing the operation. Needless to say, it's a very frightening thing to go through.
Yes, I am very happy that I learned how to use cure wounds.
We do have several very talented mages amongst our ranks who would be more than happy to travel to the ends of the world to help fix this problem for you should our people become free.
Quick question, just out of curiosity. Was one of the is one of the mages or wizards a very recent one that seems to like a certain drink? I heard that he was taking his finals, and I'm just curious.
I don't think so.
Ah, damn. I was hoping to see him again. He introduced us to a lovely
Do
drink.
you have a name?
What's his name? Fuck. What was his name?
It's an unforgettable name. I can't believe you forgot his name.
It's a Sean.
That's John Sean.
Sean.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about him, to be fair.
There is no one amongst my people named Sean. I can assure you that.
John. He was a very entertaining person. Could teleport, interestingly enough.
All right, well, let's leave talk of compensation and whatnot possibly to a later time.
Of course.
Forget all of that. Assuming we agree to help you in whatever capacity that we can, what would you have us do?
We're not exactly sure of the exact route we need to take in order to help bring the city down, but we do know that we need to cause some major degree of chaos amongst the citizens and bickering and infighting amongst the nobility. When the city is in a state of uncontrollable, it doesn't need to be chaos, but disruption, disorganization, it becomes vulnerable to concerted blows. If that makes sense.
Oh, that makes very much sense. Yes. Wait. Fuck. Did I put... Okay, yeah, I think I put it back. No. I was just thinking, do I still have the mask inside the cloth? But, of course, I switched clothes, so I was like, yeah, I'm not in my usual, so I would have put it away. I was very concerned for a second. Whew.
I want to subtle spell cast Detect Thoughts as I propose this next question.
Okay.
Well, if you have powerful mages working in your ranks, what's stopping you from inputting or using poison and disease to wreak destruction on the populace, to shatter the faith and the ruling class?
When you cast, and sorry, you're gonna need to say that again. I completely spaced while you were saying that. You detect not only that your spell fails, but that it is instantly and entirely negated when you go to cast it. Not a counter spell. It just literally nothing happens.
My God, she doesn't think.
Am I extending the spell points to cast that?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. That.
It's like when
Does
you
it
when you go to
look like
cast the
she is
spell,
aware?
You subtly cast the spell, and you feel like kind of like that invisible thread kind of coming out from like the fingertips of your hand, the threads of your mind going in to pull, and as it goes to envelop her mind, it just dissipates and washes over it as if it were steel.
And I'm
It's like
guessing
trying to
I'm
read
not
the
even
mind
aware
of
of
a
this.
rock.
Rock the Dwayne Johnson?
If she is aware of it, she makes no noticeable changes in her behavior.
All right. Well, I nonetheless I'll ask her if she does have indeed mages among her ranks, then why not use their powers and skills to spread poison and disease through the city?
It's not quite so easy. And to set off a bomb of a disease within our own city, you're massacring thousands of innocent people.
Can I do an inside check on that?
Sure.
Just to see, like, if she even, like, I don't find anything out. Never mind. It's a 3.
Yeah, you're unable to discern anything.
But yeah.
All right. Let's say this chaos is wrought. Then what?
Oh.
Well, as I've said, once everything is disorganized and things aren't put together very well at all, then through given the state, we're probably looking at the Dragonborn moving in a single force into the upper ring and retaking control from the monarchy. Likely looks like killing many of the nobility and the monarchy itself, but such sacrifices must be made in order to restore order to our homeland. Once we control the capital.
You have the necessary numbers and arms then?
Well, once it's in disorganized state and people aren't paying attention or worrying about the Dragonborn anymore. Our rebellion is not an unknown force amongst the city, and everyone is always actively prepared and ready to keep any of our raids that are at bay. As far as sheer numbers are concerned, we don't have a chance at all of maintaining victory through just a raid alone. It would only be successful after everything has already fallen into disarray, and then reclaiming something that has already fallen into chaos.
And after your rule has been established and whatnot, I understand that you have a degree of tolerance towards other people, but what of other faiths?
Other faiths? We force no one to worship our god. The Dragonborn worship Yarden because he is the father of our people. I am not on a conquest to spread the worship of Yarden to the world.
Very well. I can't promise you that I'll help you to the best of my abilities, but while I explore avenues to help myself, if it naturally falls in line and aids myself, I have no problem in providing whatever assistance I can.
I can promise you that helping us is helping yourself.
That isn't to say I'm not opposed to going above simple self-interest in this matter. I'm not happy with the organization of Barad Baisa, but at the same time, well, I'm simply an outsider.
An outsider that can give us freedom again. My people are in chains. I beseech you to help us. You have seen the way that my people are forced to live in the city. How hard it is for us every single day. I have lived my entire life in an underground chamber, trying to find a way to set things right again. This is a struggle that we've been in for centuries, and the state of our people has never been worse. We are refugees in our own homeland.
I think a Jadir is sort of getting majorly guilt trip over this, but at the same time sort of recalling the glories of like the sacrosanct and causing positive change to occur, and is warming up quite a lot to the idea of helping out. All right, well, I have pressing concerns, but at the same time, if there is means for me to help out, I will.
Thank you. Oh, Dan left. I just noticed.
He's been gone for like a minute or two at this point.
Do you want a brief pause?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my coffee.
All right, make your coffee.
Hi, sorry about that. What did I miss?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, I tried to tap my ear. I didn't want to interrupt.
Jadir was getting guilt tripped by the queen. And then he got guilt tripped. So he's feeling better about helping because he wants to help now.
Because he asked something completely insensitive, you could say.
No. He's just like, he was basically like, I'll help you or I'll help you whenever it's in my best interest, and I just happen to have the opportunity to help you. And the queen was basically like, bro, we're slaves. My people have been in chains for 200 years, and we're all suffering endlessly, and it's horrible. And Jadir was like, okay.
Jadir going like, oh yeah, we have to arrive, be cool, and all that stuff. See, this is the reason why you don't act cool in the beginning. Because otherwise it's much more awkward if you're called out on shit.
Yeah.
It's like... Yeah. No, man. How I would have worded it would have been so different, though. I would have been like, if I can help and it doesn't just kill me, sure.
Well, that's just Jadir's character.
Yeah, I know. It's like, my character is very much into keeping himself alive. And
That's a good trait to have in a character.
But yeah, it's also just with the fact of like keeping who he cares about alive. But it doesn't mean that the means of how you keep them alive, like he is not under any circumstances shy of using underhanded means.
Oh, I know.
I think that's quite obvious from how I've played him. And the only reason why we managed to get like decently in with the nobles is because I brain fucked one, basically. We're best friends, I swear. Just don't
drew
look
a
at.
mustache on the statue, and then he became famous as the great mustache painter.
Oh yeah, he became famous.
My coffee is dripping. I'm not quite ready to proceed, but
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So we're just talking. We're just doing a bit of table talk.
I filled him in on what happened.
Yeah.
So
you got guilt tripped.
a little bit.
You could have worded that so much better.
I mean, that's perfectly honest.
But of course, that is Jadir's character. But I just kind of find it funny. Jadir, okay, we're going in to be cool. A couple of minutes later, fuck, now I feel guilty.
No, I didn't say we're gonna go in to be cool. It was more like,
hey, Kilkaroth puts on sunglasses. My name's Jadir.
You get the music like bow bow bow.
slow-mo, two dudes looking like hobos walking abreast.
With a grease haircut as
And
well.
Sunglasses.
Yeah. There's,
Sunglasses, we're snapping our fingers. That's wearing leather jackets, leather hobo jackets.
To be fair, that's probably what a street fight with us looks like. We just come out, snapping our fingers, and then get our kicked shaked in. Or shit kicked in.
Well, no, we run away. We don't have
I
a street
have
fight.
8 strength. You better watch out.
I have 10 strength. Actually, I think I have 11 strength. 10
Dang.
strength.
So,
Fucking. A bone.
you've been, Man, what was it my turn to talk or was it your turn to talk? I don't remember. What were we
It doesn't
talking
matter.
Well, we can have
Yeah,
Gerald in as well.
about? Gerald, is there anything you want to say to Kilkaroth?
Well, there's a lot of things I want to ask, but the question is whether it's stupid or not. Because one question that is on my name is how the hell did she get the name Kilgoroth? Was she born with it, or like?
Are you asking her?
No, I'm not. No, she's gonna be very upset at me. She's like, really? These are the prophesies? Okay, no, he's like, so, everything else aside, I just need to know, these things that we would do for you, of course, and, how dangerous are we talking about? Because, well, like any living thing, we're quite fond of staying in the condition we are living.
I don't have a specific
Dude, it's just like
plan
face palm.
for any of you. This is really something you're going to have to figure out how to do for yourself.
So it's more like, we do our thing and we just tell you what we did and you take advantage of that?
I suppose you can put it that way.
Oh. Very free working space, I would say. So, he kind of like leans over, like to Did you, like, trying to be quiet as possible, should I tell them the half-truth about yesterday?
It was very nice to have this conversation. Well, go ahead and take our leave unless there's anything else you want to cover.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank
He's
you
like,
for meeting with us, and thank you for your consideration of our people. It means the
Oh.
world.
well, nobody should be treated poorly. I haven't said much, but it was lovely to meet you, Kilgorath, and you four,
It's
gentle
Kilkorath.
Kilkorath. Sorry, the kill is very stuck in my mind. But yes,
Nice to
and
meet you as well, Gerald.
yes, did I say my name? Wait, did he say his name?
This is a woman.
Wait, no, he's talking to.
So out of this.
Well, because I had to go, but he was talking to the guards behind.
He was talking to the guards?
Yeah, he said like, "Nice to meet you," like because it's kind of awkward. They're just
I thought
stood
you were
there.
saying that to Kilkorath.
No, I was saying that to like the guys behind.
Oh.
It's
The
like-
guards give you a nod. The guards are pretty far back behind the table. Are you just
Kinda
like
looks-
yelling to the guards like, "It was nice to meet you"?
He's speaking loudly. He's like, "Oh, very nice to meet you as well."
One of the guards
Gentlemen.
gives you an awkward wave.
Well, well, seeing that we're at least leaving on a good note,
One final thing. Coming down here is a bit of a drag, and this really isn't my style, if you catch my meaning. Do you not have a more direct means of communicating with some people?
We like to stay in the underground, and as far as direct communication is concerned, if you want to contact us, you can find us. You could send us a note through some of the people who work at the Dragonborn Grill.
oh yes, I love the food there. By the way, probably the best one in the entire town. The other places just don't make it the same. To be fair, it's a bit awkward showing up there, though. I have to admit.
Well, some things just can't be improved upon. Unfortunately, I can't set up a direct lines of communication inconspicuously between the two of us.
Oh no, I don't mind. I don't mind it that much, to be fair. Better than getting attacked and any of that stuff. But you kind of feel like they're not happy that you're there, and you're like, well, I just want to arrive to eat, and I even leave good tips.
The more you come, the more they'll get to know you. It's more of a guardedness rather than an overt prejudice.
Ah, that's lovely, because I really had a feeling they hated my guts when I arrived there.
Thank you for your time. We'll be leaving now.
And thank you for yours. You guys leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you want to talk more about
point to like take Gerald and just like, drag him out before he does any more harm.
You guys leave the underground.
I wasn't doing harm. I was having a nice chit chat. It was very harmless.
He went to get his coffee.
Yeah. Wasn't really that harmful. I was just having chit chat.
All right. I'm back.
Apparently, in this day and age, people don't chit chat.
Why do I feel like this is just Dan being himself?
Just completely oblivious to social cues.
Hey, I'm not like that in real life. Come on. Give me some credit. Give me some credit, at least.
All right. On our way back, Judy Hurst going to be like, I tried to read her mind. It did not work.
Okay, that's either really offensive or she has something, protecting her.
No, it's still offensive.
Oh, then it's still offensive. Well, I mean, like, oh, I tried to read your mind, but there's nothing there. That is actually a very good one. I'm writing that one down.
All right. My point is, either there's something strange about the location we're in, or she's got some manner of protection.
Well, to be fair, seeing that the location was very specific, it had guards and stuff like that, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a zone of magical protection, stuff like that. Seeing how cautious they are.
Just a passing curiosity.
Oh, definitely,
Meantime,
very
the
true.
night is young, and we've got a demonologist to hunt down again.
True. So, what's your thought on this whole thing?
It's interesting.
It
Could be
is.
fun.
Well, to be fair, everything she described I've kind of already done, which is very concerning. I really feel like I'm being watched right now, and I quite don't like it.
Tell me about it. In any case, look, we have the opportunity to bring about change for the better.
True.
It doesn't
Or
cause
worse.
us any additional stress. Why not pursue it?
To be fair, the only thing that makes me think of is I have to make a daily routine of putting a mask on, which, well, it does sound quite enticing, but at the same time, I think that's a very bad idea.
Was this a metaphor of some kind, or did you mean that fully?
Well, a bit of half and a bit of other half.
All right, I thought we agreed the mask stays in its cut.
It was so useful, though, wasn't it? Think about the situation. She just described what I literally just did yesterday.
You do recognize the potential that the mask might extend that to both parties.
The player himself is confused on what you mean.
Well, the vibe I'm very much getting from us, or we, is all the world's a joke. I don't think that we care so much about who the prank is being played on.
That is maybe true. I don't know.
All I would say when it comes to this is I would hate to spend weeks on building up an uprising only to have the entire thing fall apart in a very cruel joke.
Sorry, that's not him laughing. That's me laughing. That is fair, I guess.
All right, so my point is, keep your grubby hands off the mask. It's done nothing but bring us terrible times.
In his head, I had fun. But yeah, he's like, well, I guess so. Did it cause that much harm, though?
Jadir just flat out stops and just like tilts his head looking at you like,
Well, it might have just been a thing for one day. Like, brawls happen every now and then. It might have just been another situation of those.
when do they just happen? When do blocks and blocks of chaos occur?
It didn't reach that far, to be fair. It was only the square and the tavern. Or so I think. I was gone there pretty early on. I kind of went on a spree.
A spree, you say?
Well...
All right. Point being, we stay off the mask unless we have reason to use it. Consider it an unknown and dangerous thing.
Sure thing. I think you know probably more about this than I do, and, well...
I don't. That's my point. I know nothing about it. It's clueless and it causes chaos.
Okay, so just tell me, I think you were there for longer than how far did the chaos go? Because I was gone by then. I don't know the damage I might have caused.
Look, I almost got hit in the face by several brutes.
Oof.
And I just walked into an alleyway later on. I saw some note about my underwear. I don't care.
Wait, your underwear? What? What?
It wasn't you.
What happened?
Whatever. All right. Let's just drop the subject.
Why was your underwear involved? What?
And Jadir just keeps walking down the sewer passage.
Yeah, as he follows. Wait, how was that trying to get an answer out of him the entire time?
There's no reply.
So you guys keep on walking through the underground. Are you going back to the surface?
Yeah, I think we wanted to speak with Francesca.
Okay. And you guys head back out to the city. Emerging at the park.
It occurs to me now that it is very late, and we are without pie.
Not
Well,
again.
Well, what you can do is do your infamous disappearing pie maneuver.
No. There's a butcher nearby who I quite enjoy.
It was wait, oh, really? He stays open this late?
In a manner. All right, you'll see.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me, but all right, let's head there. Should we change our clothes quickly, though?
It's probably a good idea.
Alright, you guys go change your clothes.
Yeah.
You're looking all fresh again.
Yeah, we change up, head towards the butcher. This time dressed rather well, and I repeat my routine with the rocks.
The shutters open much faster this time, and his eyes go wide, and he ducks back under the window. He's like, Sylvia, he's back!
He kind of looks at him like, is this the guy that you were talking about?
Yes.
I kind of feel like it's a bit rude to do that.
How else are you gonna wake the guy up
The
without
rocks
waking
were
everybody
real
else
this
up?
time.
Wait, what did you say?
The rocks were real this time. It wasn't my imagination.
Do we hear that?
Yeah, you guys hear that?
I'm just gonna look at him. What did you do to the poor man?
Just don't worry about it. And instead of throwing rocks, Jadir will start throwing gold pieces through the window.
He's like, how many livers do you want?
He kind of just looks at him and just goes like, Look, I'm terribly sorry for my friend over here. Has he been terrorizing you?
Another one!
Well, excuse me, that is a bit rude.
A single large pie will suffice.
I'm a butcher!
You have domestic skills, do you not?
Chicken pot pie?
But chicken is fine.
Okay, I can make you one. Please don't hurt my family.
You kind of look, we mean no harm. What did my friend do to you?
Another gold coin is thrown into the window.
Thank you. I'll be out in a bit. You just stay there and stand guard against the other werewolves.
Wait, werewolves?
Those shutters close.
I kind of just look at Jadir, and I just look at him, not like with a confused, but like, what did you do? Look.
It was a fun evening.
What have you done to the poor man?
I had a mask incident of my own.
You have
Very
traumatized the
small.
poor man.
Localized one.
Did you hear him? He is traumatized. What did you do?
I merely paid him an exorbitant amount of gold for food.
Did you eat his children?
What? No.
Well, he said, don't harm my family.
I simply failed to clarify any misunderstandings. He came to incorrect conclusions. It's not my fault he's ignorant. It's not my duty to teach him.
Okay, look. I feel like this is fair at this point. Yes, I created chaos, but at least I didn't traumatize someone.
I'm sure you actually traumatized a lot of people.
Yeah, I think.
Oh no, he I'm aware of that, but he's just saying that. He feels like he hasn't.
I know you traumatized at least one cabbage owner.
Jadir's mind goes back to the gentleman who was sprawled over a window that he was almost thrown through.
He doesn't know. He wasn't there for the full chaos.
All right, well, get some pie. Proceed onwards.
After several minutes, the door opens just a crack, and balanced at the end of like a 10-foot stick, at the end is just like sticking out of like this small open door is like a steaming chicken pot pie. He's like, "Here you go," and he has like one hand on the stick and one hand on the door, like just take it.
Like
Jadir does so and deposits a small pouch of gold coins on it.
I kind of just look, and as it's happening, I'm like, he doesn't approach or anything. He's just, I do apologize for any like harm that my friend has done.
Thank you, Mr. Werewolf. And he takes the
wait,
stick
I'm not.
and closes the door.
I'm like, I'm not a werewolf.
They're gone, Sylvia.
Look, what have you... You know werewolves are like one of the most hated creatures in any village, town, or city, right?
A little while away, Jadir will look around to see if there's anybody around.
I mean, it's like probably 10:30. There's some people walking around town.
All right, somewhat disappointed, Jadir resists the temptation to howl.
Oh my god.
You could cast message, I guess.
With a fresh pie in hand, I guess we'll head towards Franchester's place.
I swear, had he actually done that, I would have been like, yeah, no, the mask goes on you this time.
So you head up to Franchester's place, and knock on the door. You hear a lot of clanking and clattering, and then and then some walks to the door, and then Hi guys.
Hello there.
Good morning.
What? But it's night.
It's an expression people sometimes use after you wake up.
Oh, I read a book once where someone kept saying good morning. And then he went on an adventure.
Have you been
Sounds
taking...
Fascinating. I brought pie.
Ooh! And he's like, where?
He traumatized
In your
a man.
hands.
It's like, as he's like looking in the back, he traumatized a poor man to get this pie.
Cherry, apple, peach.
Chicken.
What? A chicken
pot pie.
What the fuck? I told you, he traumatized a person to get this pie.
Why would you put chicken in a pie? Jadir,
pie?
Did you make this?
Pie.
I bet you made this, didn't you?
No.
You despicable. Let me try it.
Look, it's fucking delicious, alright?
Yeah, you eat it first. Prove it.
Alright. Jadir will slide into the house and go to Francester's kitchen, take out a plate, position it in the middle of the table, set it, cut out a piece of pie and eat it.
That guy just ate a fucking chicken pie, Gerald. Are you watching this right now?
I am watching, but I'm more concerned on how he got that pie.
What did he kill someone?
Well, no, he just traumatized the family, and now there's apparently a werewolf around the city.
Nice.
You know, this is one of those rare cases where I feel like I'm the normal one out of the bunch.
You hear?
That's because you are.
Since he ate a whole piece, I'll try a bite. And he takes it, his face scrunched up, as he moves it closer to his mouth, and then takes a bite. It tastes like chicken.
Yeah, that's the point.
I like the one with cherries.
If you want, I can make it
more
smell.
Fruit and more sugar. And
Wait,
less chicken.
I wonder. Give me a second here. Create intimidate.
Well, I'll file it away in the future.
Wait, he's like, you know what? You know what? I can actually help you with this one. Try to take another piece of the bite. Trust me on this one.
Do I have to?
Trust me on this one. And as he takes a bite, I predigitate it to taste like a cherry pie.
Ooh!
He kind of like, you're welcome.
Can you do that again?
He's like, sure, and he kind of like thunk every time he takes a bite.
Wait, do it again.
No. Yeah, he did that. He kind of just look at Jadir and just like, I did this to myself, didn't I?
He asked you to do that about 10 more times.
Thank God this is a cantrip.
You know you can just use it on the... Never mind.
Oh, Jadir. I've been doing a lot of thinking, right? So, okay. So this thing in your chest that zapped us to the astral plane and then apparently froze time. So, it's pumping out energy, right? It's creating energy brandings, right? So it must be aligned to a certain polarity of energy. if I can get a measurement of that energy type, because it seems to react violently to being touched. But if we get a measurement of that energy polarity, and then we take that opposite polarity on the energy wheel, and then we create a device that emits an extremely strong pulse of the energy opposite in polarity to that of your artifact, we could suck it out of your chest through that opposite pole. Does that make sense?
Gerald, what the fuck is polarity?
Let's just say he took a piece of the pie and he's like eating it.
It's just like, you make no sense to me, Magic Man.
I was eating a pie.
Oh, it's no magic. It's science. It's an emerging field.
What do you want us to do?
Oh,
I don't
come
understand.
lay on that table again. He opens up the hatch and points down, smiling.
Jadir is just going to resign to his fate.
I hope you've recovered some of your blood.
Yes, I did a stint as a werewolf or something.
You're a werewolf?
No.
Oh,
A joke.
man. All right, let's go. And he starts climbing down the hatch.
As he's climbing down, if he was a werewolf, he would be in trouble because you got his blood all over your face. I heard a rumor that lycanthropy can be gotten through blood.
It's also an STD.
He kind of thinks for a moment. How did you find? How do you know that?
Anyway.
It's like Gerald's view of like this man is just like, whoa. And I thought I had a freaky person that I liked.
Right. All right. Table. Procedure.
Okay, so for this one, I'm not gonna need to cut you open very much. Don't worry.
Oh,
I just
my God.
need just a mini cut on your chest. So just take your shirt off again.
All right.
Be careful, like we talked about, lycanthropy is a sexually transferred disease.
I'm not infected though, and there will be no STDing between me and Jadir.
That was
Jadir takes
sarcasm.
his shirt off.
That was sarcasm. I love how Jadir has taken his clothes off more than anyone this entire campaign.
I need to have a sound effect panel, and that just needs to be on there.
I feel like if we ever if I ever decide to make a shirt like related to this, like order on a shirt, it's just gonna be Jadir, take your shirt off. Because that's the most common line we've heard repeatedly throughout this campaign.
Is it? I wonder what the most common line is. Anyway.
I think the most common line is, "Are you sure?"
Yeah, something like that.
Or what?
Yeah, what might be actually the most common one.
Anyway, Jadir takes his shirt off. Saxophones play, and he lays down on that table. And Franchester, he's like, now, this might look a little bit scary, but I assure you it won't hurt a bit. I mean, no more than it did last time. Anyway,
that sounds so wrong after what we just talked about.
Instantly terrified of what's going to happen.
He goes into the back of the room and he comes back with a long black syringe.
I kind of knew that was gonna happen, but it's still funny. Jadir's eyes goes wide. No, cut me open again instead.
Do I get something to bite down on, or?
I can
You
get the
take
pie.
this bone, and he goes over to what looks to be the skeleton of some sort of demon creature, and he just yanks out like what looks like maybe like a forearm bone, and brings it over to you, and you're like, "Here, chew on this. It's clean, I promise. It's only stained a little bit from blood."
I kind of just use precipitation to clean it up. Do you want it to smell like anything?
You should make it taste like cherry pie.
I don't think it works if it's solid.
Oh.
On second thought, I'll pass.
But alright, and he goes back over and takes like a solid like a minute and a half to click it back into the skeleton.
I would like to do a test with precipitation. Like, this is just Gerald while he's waiting doing a test. I take out like something like a coin, and like he's kind of doing this in his own, and I kind of just want to precipitate it so it tastes like something, like I don't know, chicken or something, and lick it, and just to see if it works that way as well.
Sure, why not?
Does it taste like chicken when he licks it?
It's more as if you took the coin and then put powdered chicken on it. So it doesn't really taste like chicken, it tastes like a weird artificial chicken. It's like a
hate
chicken
to interrupt,
McNugget-esque.
David, but you're sounding very sort of robotic. You have like
What?
mic issues once more. I know. I will
How?
be right back to get more coffee.
You sound semi-fine for me. You just sound a bit far from your mic for me.
Wait, how does it sound now?
It kind of sounds like you're talking inside a bucket.
What?
You know, where it kind of sounds like you're talking in a bucket, so it's slightly echoey.
That is so weird.
Yeah, or like you're talking through a tube, more like. But yeah, this is an interesting thing to find out though, because I never knew you could use precipitation to make anything taste.
I'm not sure. How's this, by the way? Is this any better?
Oh, much better.
Okay.
Yeah. You sound
But yeah,
perfectly fine now.
I did not know you could make any object taste like anything. This is kind of what I wanted to
I'm
test.
not sure if that's actually in the rules of prestidigitation. I'm just
No,
saying.
it just
it's
says you
funny.
can make something to. It actually says here, you can make. Where is it? Yeah, you can chill non-living material. You can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So you make your coin taste like chicken McNuggets.
I still find that so fucking weird. That's such a specific thing to be able to do.
Yeah, it's great.
It is great. I could make anything taste like my favorite food.
so you have a handful of chicken McNugget flavored coin.
No, I just took out one like coin, just test it out, and then I put it back.
You see that like as Jadir is getting ready for some form of surgery or medical procedure, Gerald's just in the back like.
He just does like a quick. No, he just does one lick, just to test
Oh my
it
god!
out.
Wait, it's like that JoJo thing where he has the cherry in his mouth, like.
And like, by the way, once he's done, he's like, "Oh my god, it works!"
And that's how Gerald contracted lycanthropy.
Through a coin.
You don't want to know where that coin's been.
Oh god.
All right, so he lays you're laid down on the table. He walks over to you with this very large syringe, and he's like, "All right, now just 1, 2, 3, 4." And he just sticks it into your chest. It's just like this instant stabbing pain, incredibly sharp. And he's like, "All right, just breathe a little bit." Oh fuck! I forgot to squeeze out the extra air. Wait, it's okay. I'm drawing it out. It's okay.
Oh no, that is horrible. Oh my god, that can be lethal. You know that.
He's like, "It's okay. I'm just. It's not an injection." And he's like pulling it out. He's like, "All right, this should be good." And he pulls out the entire tube has been filled with like a black blood, and there's now like just like blood beginning to very slowly drip out of this like larger syringe shaped hole in the middle of Jadir's chest, and you are in a lot of pain. And he's like, "All right, now just he walks over and just grabs like some more medical tape, and then just like wraps it around your entire like midsection, so you look like you have just like mummy wrappings on your chest."
Is this his invention? Bandage tape, medical tape. Did he make this? Is
For
this
science.
his prototype? He made flex tape in D&D.
All right, so he walks into the back and he's like, "Now, I just need to take some readings on this. You'll have to give me until tomorrow. But come back tomorrow night, and I'll be ready for you. And then we can see if we can get this thing out of your chest." I'm so excited to get this out of your chest. You're in so much danger right now, Jadir. You have no idea.
He kind of looks
What?
at...
Nothing.
You kind of look... Jadir, do you want me to cure wounds so the pain stops?
Please, yes.
Oh yeah, or you could just do that.
Yes.
As this blood spot is slowly growing in diameter on the bandages.
Yeah, I just second level cure wounds.
But
So
poor
that's-
Jadir, having just had like a solid like 250 milliliters of blood drained
Oh my god.
in his massive syringe, is back to being pink again, and now has a strength of 6 once more, having barely been able to recover from open heart surgery performed by Franchester.
Well, I healed for 8, so it should at least take away the pain.
A little bit woozy.
You are woozy again, and familiarly, uncomfortably, just so out of it, feeling weak again. You're just like, "Oh, not again."
Jadir will take off the double set of rings.
You know,
Give
on
it
the
back.
bright...
Oh, my ring! Thank you.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you saved us.
I need to go get some pie.
Good idea.
You know,
Here's
you could
to
do
not getting fucked by the astral sea. He gives you a slap on the back, which kind of hurts.
No, that's mood.
kind of just look. Gerald just kind of looks at this and goes like, "You know, if you're going to go for the liver thing again..." He did tell me a bit about the liver, didn't he? Because he said, "I need some liver."
What?
No, I said I need to eat some pie.
No, like last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, if you want some livers to quicken the process again, I could just make it taste like what you want.
It's not the taste that I care.
I know, but it might actually be a bit more comfortable that way. Instead of
No,
having...
you stick some raisins and it's fucking delicious.
He kind of like takes a visible step back. I'm starting to believe the butcher.
You cook it, it's like a paste.
Sure. Don't ever bite me.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, good, because whatever you have, I don't want it.
Me neither.
Right, well, I'll
Gross.
just keep my demonic artifacts to myself then.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what the butcher talked about.
starting to see it too.
Have a good rest of your day.
Wait, he kind of
Whatever.
looks before he goes, wait, it isn't full
You sure
moon.
you don't want that bone, Jadir? Woof woof. Bow wow. Oh.
He kind of looks, oh, wait, it isn't full moon yet, is it?
Jadir just like closes the hatch and kicks the carpet open. It's like a muffled howl.
Just muffled dog barking sounds from underneath the hatch.
Wait, did he just leave me with this guy?
Nah, you're up there too.
I was gonna say, did you just leave? Yeah, I was just like, did you leave me with a crazy man?
No.
Oh, we completely forgot to ask him about the mask. Oh well.
No, I mean, we did ask him about the mask, and I don't think that there's much that we're going to get out of him.
We could get some information about the whole... well, anyway.
I think Jadir would want to just get something to eat once more by terrifying the local butcher.
So after terrifying the butcher at 10:30 for some chicken pot pie, you return just an hour and a half later to the outside of his window, having recently had another significant portion of blood loss. As you get in front of his house, you see that you're running out of stones to throw.
It's fine. I will mold earth to dislodge.
Why don't you just cast catapult or something?
The funny thing is, I could have just used prestidigitation to make a knocking sound on the window, but at this point,
on this way.
No.
I know.
So as you throw rocks that start clinking on the shutters again, you hear a scream and the moving of sheets. No!
I'll have you know, I've lost like 50 gold at this man at this point.
It doesn't seem to quench his terror. Sylvia, I'm cursed! Will this ever end? It's getting worse every night! The pink werewolf.
The reputation I must be building at this point.
Yeah, you're a fucking werewolf. Jadir, the werewolf.
What do you want this time? He yells out from the window. Can you please leave us in peace? I don't want your werewolf money.
I've returned for my liver.
Ah!
I need more. I require sustenance.
The butcher comes down the stairs and opens the door just a crack. How many livers do you want this time, Mr. Werewolf?
2, please.
2 livers? What about the other werewolf? Does he need sustenance?
First of all, I'm not a werewolf, and second of all, you're a werewolf over there.
I only have 5 livers, Mr. Werewolf.
Yeah.
Please
You
don't
should be-
take mine.
3 or 5.
You know what? I feel very bad for this man.
Sylvia, we're gonna need to go hunting for livers tomorrow.
Can I just fucking, I feel bad for this man and we're about to go to sleep either way. Can I just cast calm emotion on this guy?
You can.
Because I feel so bad for this guy. There. God. I cast calm emotion on him. Yeah, he's going to have to roll on a DC of 15.
Alright.
Let's see if his terror is higher than my spellcasting. I think charisma.
Dear, I want you to make an intimidation.
Yeah, it's a charisma saving throw.
It's a charisma saving throw. Alright, that's a 7 plus, 0.
15.
Probably minus 1.
15.
15. Alright, with the 15 intimidation and the calm emotion spell, he's kind of caught between sheer terror and this artificial calmness coming over him. And he just starts kind of having hiccups of fear as he comes back to a calm state of mind. He's like, I'll get those livers for you.
Okay, just don't look at him. Look at me. Don't look at him.
Do you want them in the soup like last time?
I said don't look at him.
Chop paste, please.
Yes, sir.
Cooked, of course.
He returns 20 minutes later with your liver paste. He's like, can I have some of that normal gold that you have?
And Judy will pay him 10 gold once more.
Thank you, sir. I feel calm.
We have fucked with this poor guy so much.
Sylvia, I'm coming to bed now.
Before you leave in the future, be sure to procure raisins.
Okay. Goodbye.
And Jadir starts walking away with chopped liver, munching on it.
You just hear, such a wonderful evening. And you walk away with your liver paste.
I kind of walk beside him and just go, so this is what you have been doing to the poor man.
Yes, it's hilarious. All right.
So, sometimes I'm not sure if the artifact is the demonic thing or it's you. And I thought...
I'm quite sure that's just me.
Well, at least we're now aware of that, and I thought the jokes I did were cruel.
Speaking of cruel jokes, I think we have a few that we should play on the city then.
I thought we just talked about not putting the mask on.
Without it?
No. Well, okay. Strange, but alright. What are you thinking of?
I have no plan. The chaos is on the agenda, and the itinerary is cleared.
Are you just expecting me to go out there and do my business?
No, I was hoping to have some kind of structure to it. Fomenting revolution of some kind.
So you want to cause chaos in a structurally sound manner?
But when you put it like that...
At that point, I might as well just put the mask on and go dancing.
Well, you see, it might have some terrifying implications. So, perhaps, maybe, but...
Wait, what?
Let's just table that for now. I'm saying, if we were to cause chaos, how would we do it?
Well, you can always point on rivalry and put on hints that nobles are screwing each other over. Get the
I don't
guards.
think that we need to make hints about that.
Well, now that's the one way you ease your way, because if you do it all the way suddenly, they become suspicious.
Suspicions. I like that. We could roll with that. Perhaps
Well,
we
then-
could create rumors that there is a new coalition of nobility that aims to undercut the rest. They won't know who's in it, and consequently they'll want to join. Maybe we could even make that happen somehow.
Well, you have your entire faith situation thing. Talking about faith, I feel like I'm forgetting something. But yeah.
What?
No, I feel like I did a thing I don't remember everything I did back then, but I feel like I did something that was
You
supposed to be.
do remember everything you did.
Oh, no, I'm like playing it that the fact he doesn't remember.
Okay, yeah.
Because the faith was so small.
Yeah.
So it's like, I did a lot of things back then, so I'm not too sure. But I feel like I'm forgetting something. But anyways, on the note on that, yes, we could play with the whole faith thing of like nobilities and bring like nobilities that want to belong to a faith back, and then we have kind of a clash between faith and non-believers.
Oh, no, I don't think that they give a shit about that.
Well, of course they don't if nobody's part of it. That's where the rumors come in.
What I was suggesting is that we create rumors that there exists a sect of nobility, an alliance, so to speak, designed to undercut the rest. So very much of who's who belongs to it. No one knows who belongs to it yet. They all think other houses belong there except them.
Well, that's one way to
we could do.
That is certainly something we could do. The problem is, though, how do we go about such thing? Like, of course, like we have the pass to the to where the nobilities are, but how are they to believe simple words of travel? I guess I can be persuasive, but still.
Well,
there's only so much I
speak
can
louder
do.
than words. You see, after horrific things to destabilize start happening around them, they'll be inclined to believe that that is very much the case. We could burn someone's estate down.
That could have consequences, though.
That's very much the point.
True, but wouldn't it be better than to aim for empty establishments so we don't kill someone?
I'm sure they'll have time to evacuate.
Sounds a bit risque. We could target warehouses. Actually, that'd be a very interesting way.
But the thing is, warehouses have property, belongs to many different people.
Well, there are certain warehouses that belong to only one person, more of the wealthy ones. And if someone that is extremely wealthy gets targeted, it looks like
Have you seen this city? The ramshackle shit's built right next to one another. That's gonna spread. The estates are sprawling. They've got plenty of space between one another. Localized. It hits people where they live and...
But if you go for an estate, you're also burning things where servants are and such thing.
Oh, well, they'll get out.
All right, a bit morally gray, but...
You announce it early. Several moments in advance, you start spreading rumors that tonight the estate of this or that noble will burn down. And then it does.
Well, God. You know, let's just go with the morally gray and let's hope that they manage to get out.
So, I want you to understand I was only half pitching this seriously. But if you want to burn someone's house down, we'll do it.
It just doesn't seem like it does much, does it? It just seems like an act of... What's the word I'm looking for? Terrorism.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
Yes, but what we're trying to get is to get them against each other.
Walk into the tavern with an automatic crossbow.
Remember, no Russian.
Oh my God. Yes, but what you're forgetting is, if you do that, they will just blame the rebels of the Dragonborn. They won't blame each other.
The point is, we want to create rumors that there's a secret cabal of nobility that are hoping to cannibalize and tear each other down, and then they are purposefully making it look like the rebels are doing it. So we can't make everything look like rebel actions, and then the nobility will secretly be thinking, You know, I bet that is not.
Wait, I have an interesting idea of how we can benefit from this, and we can blame it on the other nobles. We don't have to burn anything down. How far can you reach with mold earth?
Very nearby. And it's
All right. Then
very
what thing?
simple magic.
Then let me put it this way. We create a very discreet tunneling system towards one of the warehouses. Of course.
It won't work. It's very simple magic once I start using it on something else. Past
Isn't
excavations
the
will
ground
allow-
mostly stone and dirt around here?
Yes, what the problem is that once I start using it on separate parts, previous excavations will return to their normal shape.
Well, yes. So we can do it so until like to the point where like we're underneath, then we can get a couple of the Dragonborns to come in and help. They dig it out, and then
But
we
what
go
I'm saying-
in.
You see the distance between you and I? That's about what I can do. It's
Can you not do it
useless
multiple
for
times?
infiltration.
Can you not do it
Yes,
multiple?
but then the other parts will collapse. They'll return to their normal shape. I can't create a tunnel with it.
Oxygen.
That's fair. Well, that's one way then that I thought of. Because if we could have created a tunneling system, or at least made sure that a warehouse is empty during a time period, we could more put it that a noble stole from another noble, allowing them to target each other because someone else gained the wealth of another. Or so they think.
So you're still proposing that we keep with this idea of instituting rumors that some members of nobility have banded together
Yes.
to cannibalize others.
And then what we do is we give part of that wealth to the Dragonborn, and part of it we sneak to another noble's either estate or something like that. Making it seem, when they target each other, that the nobles are stealing from each other to grow one's wealth by literally, as you said, stealing each other's wealth and cannibalizing it. That way, the Dragonborn resistance gains tools, materials, and other such things, and the nobility gains aggression towards one another.
Okay.
And when the searches start, they will search the estate and will hide it to where nobles don't look and servants don't look. But if it's searched, then of course they find it.
My only objection to that is, well, Kilgoroth specifically requested us to target the upper ring. If we do it with some warehouses here and there, it's easy for the nobility to just brush it aside.
Well, yes. That's why we start the rumors, and then when they check, they find stolen things amongst those nobilities. Imagine how hard it would to patch something like that. A noble stealing from lower nobles. And plus, we gain materials. It sows distrust among nobles. They wouldn't trust each other, and God forbid they would try to make plans to protect themselves. That would look even more suspicious.
I do think it's more beneficial for us to target them directly.
Well, then the question is, who do we target, and do we know? Because keep in mind that higher we target, because it's easier to get into their estate and leave something there than it is to take out.
Jadir just kind of slowly shrugs. I have no idea.
Then the question is, in the end, we don't know who to target.
But look, when I was speaking to Kilgoroth, I got the general impression that she is someone who has the manpower and the resources, but not the opportunity. So
Of course.
going after warehouses and whatnot to supply the resistance would probably not be truly to the best
Well,
interest
that's
of the
a
business.
side thing. That is the side thing. We're hitting 3 birds with 1 stone. 1, we're stealing supplies. That means there's going to be, well, with the economy and stuff like that, there would be an economic situation. Supplies are disappearing. Second, what would happen is, well, the nobilities want to know who it is, of course. So there would be paranoid. And
Why don't we
third,
think bigger?
Well,
Surely the city must
that-
have armories and whatnot. Why don't we hit one of
that-
those?
that's what I'm talking about. Then we take some stolen goods, hide it where the big nobles are, right? We're just simple musicians. We have an easy way in. Either I or you leave it there. Then we spread rumors on the around the high nobility that we thought we saw something in a certain room that didn't belong to them. So it has to be that we steal something that we know that only one person makes.
I think with a plan like this, it's too many steps. We're complicating our lives too much.
It would be a really interesting way to do it, though, wouldn't it?
I agree. My only objection is that once we start targeting some of the more powerful individuals, what's going to happen is there'll be more opportunities for the plan to fall apart.
Of course.
Keep it simple, hit them hard, and hit them where it counts.
But then how do we do it? How do we do it simply? Because that is as simple as I could have thought of. Because the nobles have...
I still think burning someone's manor down is quite the way of doing that.
You're in a really arsonistic mood today, aren't you?
I recently learned some magic for that.
I cast Fireball.
Oh my god. I kind of figured it was something like that. I just learned Fireball and I want to use it. Why don't we do both then?
All right,
Actually-
go ahead.
That's actually perfect. Think about it. The fire on any estate would bring a lot of guards over, wouldn't it? Leaving
I
many
suppose.
other places unguarded. Think about it. If we burn an estate that's close to a certain warehouse, we burn that, well, think about it. The guards are going to move because it's a house on fire. A noble's house is burning. They're going to call the guards. Leaving some warehouses with none or close to minimum amount of guards guarding it. And it makes it even look more suspicious because think about it. A noble's house burned as soon as a warehouse was robbed.
All right, we can do both.
Now the question is, we would either need to steal something precious, something that's really precious to one noble, and before you say no, we're not stealing curtains.
All right, so we figure out somebody among the nobility who has a place of business or a warehouse or some such location.
Yes.
That
And then
houses goods that are potentially of value to the resistance. Then we plan to burglarize it during the time that we set off a fire at their estate.
Yes. And you know
And we
what?
do that after we have set rumors into motion that there exists a cabal of nobility that are going after one another.
Of course. And then, you know what? Wait, actually, That's perfect. You know that spell disguise something? You change your form, right?
Right.
I'm quite handy with a disguise kit. Do you see where I'm going with this? What about instead of being, well, not seen, we'd allow ourselves to be tiny bit seen?
I'm not sure if I think that's the best idea. The thing is, there must be people among the nobility who are gifted with arcane arts. The same must be true about the military, the police force here. You don't want to expose yourself too much.
That is true.
They have to have a response of some kind. So, better to let the suspicion form through rumor.
This makes me regret not learning detect magic. Oof. Do you think we can find... Actually, if we message or Kilgarath and tell her our plan, we might actually be able to later on get the manpower, and we could completely empty it, getting a big
Well,
favor from her.
The thing is, I don't actually think it's necessary for us to do anything for the storehouse. If we cause a large enough diversion, then others will be better positioned to pull off something drastic.
Yes, but the problem is, if they don't pull it properly, they're going to tie it to other, factions. Like, if we leave Kilgarath to do the heist by herself, with a couple of her men, if any one of them gets spotted, they immediately tie it together with a Dragonborn. But if no one gets spotted, they don't know who to tie it to. So they only have rumors to go on, which would then lead to searches, which would then lead to, if we hide anything in their houses, them finding such item.
But there's no opportunity to hide these stolen goods, as you say, after we've burnt down someone's manor.
That's actually the perfect thing. Because think about it. I could easily say, yes, I've noticed that there's some things and I want to play for a couple of the nobles. An offer, you know? I arrive, and either you or someone else go in, just simply going to get something, leave the item somewhere where it would not be found by just casually looking, and then we just leave. We didn't do anything. We were just entertaining a couple of nobles to brighten their mood.
That implicates us.
Well,
For now, that's too many steps in the future. But I like your plan.
hey! So, then the question is, who do we target?
At this point, Jadir kind of shrugs, gulps down his liver paste,
All right.
and
He just has like a plate of liver paste in front of him that he's like slowly
It's
eating
just
as
like
you guys are walking through town,
Chinese takeout.
discussing how you are going to overthrow the nobles and bring ruin to the entire city.
Then I actually would like to...
Just a tiefling with liver paste.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
I would like to recommend then that we contact Kilgarath and explain our plan, because she might have ways for us to take advantage of certain situations.
I don't think there's necessary for us to contact her just yet. We figure out a target, we figure out locations, and then go from there.
Of course. It's just simply because she might have information that could provide valuable, because, like she said, she has eyes in many places. She'd probably be the...
I think we can handle reconnaissance on our own.
All right. If you think that is it, well, then that's fine. It's just more, I'd rather have more information before we do anything big.
Well, that's why I'm planning on investigating who's who.
All right. What do I do in the meanwhile then?
Are the same.
All right. So you want me to go meet a bunch of nobles?
We don't necessarily have to meet them. We just have to figure out where do they get their wealth and power from.
Wouldn't that
There are
imply...
movers and shakers all over the city. Just have to figure out who's in charge of what.
Then
What do the
wouldn't
families care about?
Well, yes, then wouldn't it be smart that we lean on each of our expertise? I would ask the nobles and you ask them. Well, ask. I would simply just talk to them and see what information they give.
Well, you can do things your way, and I'll do things my way.
Let's be fair, I'm not really the type to go in a shady little place, am I?
No, I think you'd do that perfectly well.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, that is actually a nice compliment. Thank you. But yes, I will try talking to the nobles, and maybe after that, try talking to the shadier part of the town.
All right, I will prioritize not dying, and then getting rest, and then learning things about the nobility, I suppose.
All right. I will try to grab any juicy information that's possible, and we'll just see.
All right, and I will grab a bacon blossom and a few hours of sleep.
Likewise. Quick question. Does my pass still, does it ever expire? Or do I just have a constant in?
I will be
To
right
the
back.
upper ring.
Yeah.
You do have to get a new seal every time you come into the upper court for a different event. But seeing your position with the nobles, you have you would probably have to so you could either go to the lower court and ask for admittance to the upper ring through just like explaining why you need to go, or you could go to Francis, or get some noble to just be like, okay, just take this to the lower courthouse and they'll give you a seal, no questions asked.
You know, this kind of makes me think, how well did the nobles take to the performance?
Very
Really well?
Yeah.
So if
loved
there was
it.
a rumor that the floating butterfly is interested in like exploring the upper ring, do you think some nobles would be try to jump on that?
You don't know. I mean,
Because
I can't
here's
tell you meta.
Oh yeah, true.
I'm just
true.
the arbiter of existence.
So that is true. That is true. Sorry. It's more or less I'm asking myself than you.
It's like, could you answer that?
Yeah,
Oh God! It's like
it's a bad
yes.
it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit. I am aware.
Like as a GM, you're like, could you ask that question in a way where I can answer it, in a descriptive
it's
manner
because
rather
I'm-
than as an
Okay, give me
omnipotent entity?
Give me a break. I'm so used to being a game master, so I ask myself a lot of the time these questions. So I'm so used to asking
I just,
myself.
I remember this one time we were starting the game and you're like, hold on, I'm making the dungeon, and there was just the start of the session.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry.
Why are you so out of it, Dan? I'm designing the dungeon.
Yeah, because when I'm designing stuff, I just go in full blank mode because I'm so focused on trying to think of the theme and stuff like that.
All right, so what are you all
Yeah.
doing?
First of all, having a rest so we can wake up during the morning.
Okay, morning comes.
Okay. After that, I want to just as I go around. By the way, I kind of want to check how is the tavern looking right now? We have spent
Oh.
2 days ago.
The tavern is in shambles. I mean, it's still under reconstruction. Windows still need to be put in. There's 5 broken windows in the tavern. The tables have been kind of put back together through just, you can see kind of nails in the side of the table, trying to like put together back any splinters on the tables that are fixable. Many of the tables just had to be thrown out altogether, though.
No.
There's a weird mix of new things and old things that make a stark contrast in the tavern.
I like to think that that my event has brought new innovations to the tavern.
It was a
I think you
pretty
should
yeah.
hold a charity concert for getting funds to reconstruct this place.
Actually, that's a good way to get both a bunch of people. All right. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. I go to the tavern, and
Oh my god, it's the floating butterfly.
oh my god. Don't with a cult, all right? It's not a cult.
It's a hive mind.
I am thinking of a sandwich. No, but yeah, I go to the tavern and I basically offer to hold, or try to hold a good little entertainment for most of the day in charity for the tavern and the horrible incident that happened.
The tavern keeper is just blown away by your generosity and just is completely dumbfounded. It's like, yes, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We should build a stage outside in the square. Make it a big scene for the whole city.
The square
Are you there as well?
In reconstruction.
Yeah. Then how do you feel about this? Since the tavern is in the situation as it is, we'll build a very simple stage outside of the tavern. You bring a couple of drinks outside, and people can come in for food and take the food out. And basically, we have a little, almost like an event.
Yes.
Allowing you.
That sounds amazing.
Yes, and any coinage that goes towards the concert goes directly into your pocket.
Gerald, you're like family to me. I know I've only known you for perhaps a month or so, but in that short amount of time, you have completely revolutionized the tavern and everyone's experience here. Everyone loves you. You're amazing. Go kick ass, buddy. We love you.
God damn it, you're making me feel guilty. He loves me so much, and I'm just like, I totally did not ruin everything. Look. It's a good deed, just maybe not for the right reason.
Well, good deed nonetheless.
Nah. I'm semi-cleaning up my mess, alright?
The things that you do for my tavern. Gerald.
But yeah, so basically, and I actually do this, do I see a couple of like, what are they called again? Like people that kind of stand around in like places and shout news?
Yeah, you see some of those.
Jeremiah
Kingsley spotted at Group Riot Tuesday afternoon.
I really quickly go to one of them and ask, I'm assuming they're like teenagers or something like that.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah. They're young.
And I kind of go to...
one of them is just like a really crazy hobo.
Yeah. But I go to one of the teenagers and I'm like, do you want to earn some money for you and your friends?
Fuck yeah!
All right. I will give, if you bring your friends over here, I will give you each 5 gold.
Holy shit! For real,
But you have
mister?
Jesus
For real.
Christ, man.
5 gold!
But I need almost the entire town to know of this.
You got it. That's easy. I can do
All
that.
All right. Bring a couple of your friends, and I'll pay each and one of you.
Okay. It'll take like half an hour for me to get them.
That's fine.
If you give me
Come
the
on.
gold now, I can just go pay them, and we can go out from there.
He kind of looks at him. Like
It's
very.
like a poker. He's trying really hard to poker face right now.
He's like, I would recommend that any reputation that you try to hold shouldn't be shattered on cheap little tricks. I grew up in the circus. I know that one.
Okay, I'll be right back, mister.
All right, and I'll wait here.
He runs off, just like this skinny little teenager, running down the alleyways as fast as he can. About 15 minutes later, he comes sprinting back with like 6 other kids.
Oh god, that's gonna be 30 gold.
George says you're gonna give us money.
Yes, that is. I need you, all of you, to spread certain news of a concert being held in the square to help the reconstruction of the tavern.
A concert? When? Do you have flyers, mister?
No, that's why I need you.
To make
I need
flyers?
No. To spread the news.
Okay.
All right. I need you guys to tell that the Floating Butterfly will be holding a concert to basically help reconstruction of the tavern. And I want you guys to spread it as far as possible, and to even sweeten the deal, I will give you guys front row seat.
That's 2! Wow!
The teenager just like sneezes on your shoes.
He sneezes all over your shoes.
Precipitation, it's gone.
You hear one of them like, I'm not gonna be a virgin after this.
So I fork over to each of them 5 gold.
Before they've done it.
One of them immediately runs off. He's just like, yeah!
And also,
wait,
I'm gonna say,
Frank, come back!
wait. And I'm like, I kind of stop them and I kind of look. You see that one right over there? Yes? His face will be remembered and he'll never again get a deal like this. That is what a reputation is.
Frank's about to get laid.
Of course. But how long will it last? His reputation will be ruined. He didn't do a good job.
We won't do that, mister.
Hmm?
We won't
Because
do that,
trust-
mister.
And he kind of looks at them very seriously. I sure hope not. Because you would be
Time to
surprised how
spread
much...
the news.
Yes. Because trust me on how much influence I have. I could both change your life, and he kind of makes it like with a slight sinister smile, or make it a living hell.
I've heard about you, Mr. Floating Butterfly.
That's the spirit.
I love
I
your
like
music.
And he kind of crouches down. That's the spirit. Of course, if you're good working and you do an honest job, I'll make sure that you're greatly rewarded.
Could I get your autograph?
Sure thing.
Whoa, dude.
It's bad reputations carry over.
Stacy's gonna be so jealous.
Yeah. But yeah.
I've heard that the stable master of Shivari is an awful lot of good fun.
What? Was that an inside?
You'd have to be there.
Alright. But yeah. Oh, by the way, no, I am not joking. I will spread, like, while I'm walking around, I will spread, like, because I can precipitate a small image of his face. Every now and then when I pass, like, a merchant and stuff like that, I will basically show the kid's face that just took the gold and ran off, and say, like, this kid will never do an honest day work.
Oh my god.
This poor kid.
This poor kid, he just basically said,
horny.
like, you will become a sewer rat now.
He didn't do an honest.
Is that way, kid?
He didn't do an honest job work. He just ran off with the gold. And this is a lesson to the other kids.
And the kids are already gone. They're off spreading the news. And
Yeah.
they're of both of that there's going to be a amazing performance by the floating butterfly in the square, and also to never trust the stable master in Shivari.
Hey, you know, technically, Gerald is also a con, but he knows if he was going to pull that, he did it in the worst way possible because, you know, I know his face, and I can show his face, and I have a lot of
He
influence.
was just excited and horny, man.
Yeah.
You monster.
Glad I'm finally the monster and not Jadir.
I'm going to say that was probably the shittiest thing we've done this campaign.
I know, and I'm proud of it.
Alright, so now many of the merchants remember the face of Frank. And will not be doing business with such a monstrous man. Alright,
Had he come back and returned the gold, it would have been different. But he didn't. He just ran up.
He comes
and sold.
back 5 hours later to meet you, saying, you know, I've really thought things over. And after you've told everyone, I've really thought things over and I did the wrong thing.
Oh, really? He really does it now? Or is it just the DM deciding to be an ass?
Just kidding, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
That would have been a bit too perfect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, mark 35 gold off your sheet.
Yep.
So a few hours pass as you guys get ready for your performance and news spreads. When were you planning on doing this tonight or?
Yes.
All right. There's a
Tonight is a bad time, my dude.
Well, we woke up during the morning, remember? So we had a bunch of time.
Yeah, I know, but like the thing with whatever. I forgot.
Well, it's gonna be fine. It's not
It's
gonna be
okay.
that
I'll
long.
just base the needle alone.
Well, no, it's during the fucking evening. We're going during the night. We're not going. I said the evening, you fuck. We will.
That's fine. It's fine. I'll handle the cherry pies myself.
all right.
I feel like Jadir has become like that one girlfriend.
That one girlfriend.
That's just like
That wasn't Jadir. That was me.
He will still be able to make it because the concert
Weird
during the evening.
girlfriends aside.
All right.
The concert begins as evening comes. It is the largest gathering that has ever come for your performance, other than that for the High Theater itself. Although, unlike the High Theater, you can't exactly count how many people are here. But the whole square has been filled up with people all the way to like where the main streets begin. And you're standing in front of the tavern on this makeshift stage to deliver an awesome performance.
Yeah.
Is there anything you specifically had in mind, or should we roll performance?
I don't really have much in mind, but I want the song to be about, as ironic as it is, because I know you guys are gonna make fun of me for this.
That kid.
Is no, that one fucking kid. Fuck that kid. Stole my fucking money. No, he's pretty much already forgotten about the kid.
All right.
But basically, he wants to make it about harmony and like typical like people should be together and like help each other and stuff like that.
We are family.
And also, I will use enhance ability and bardic inspiration for this,
All right.
so I get an advantage. Okay, performance, control click advantage. So that is 23 plus 1d8. Come on, not a 6. So that is
29 performance. Typical
29.
regular rolls.
very typical.
You pass the DC of great performance.
Just barely though.
You are after you finish your performance, like it's probably like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. people are just going crazy. One like whatever rows were kind of set up, your entire stage has just been swarmed by people.
Oh, by the way, I did keep my word, and the teenagers did get the front row seat.
The teenagers did get the front row seat, but you can hardly even see them anymore as you're staring down into a swath of crowding people who are just in love with you. They're Gerald. Wait, no, floating butterfly, floating butterfly, floating butterfly.
Oh my god! I see. Here's the thing: what I hate. It's not the name at this point. It's how cocky Finn gets when he knows that he managed to get the name to fucking stick. Because he knows I hate.
Right.
Fuck you. I hate that name.
You have amassed an enormous following in just under like 2 months of being in the city. You are the pop idol of Brad Bisa.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, quick question.
You're just the MJ singing Man in the Mirror on the stage.
Oh my fucking god. You're enjoying this.
You're damn straight. Get a 30 to moonwalk.
God damn it, I was one away! God damn it!
If you had gotten a 30, something incredible would have happened.
To be fair, I'm kind of happy because you saying, "Oh, something incredible would have happened."
30 is the god threshold.
I can't always reach godhood. Come on.
All right.
No. Jokes aside, I want to ask because I technically do still have the feature, which I haven't used in a really long time. Enthralling. Well, I used it as a joke a couple of times, but
Who do you want to enthrall?
Are there any people that look like either nobility or anything like that?
In or this type of a performance, no one
right.
overtly noble.
Okay, then I would rather just have the strongest looking people that I see.
Of course. Some of Eddie's friends are gathered around.
Hey, look, having a strong people as your friend is like...
You have a posse of, like, the most buff men in the world.
I'm imagining they're, like, stereotypical, like, otaku idol worshippers. They're all buff.
Yeah, but they're like...
just buff
they can bench, like, 500 pounds.
Yeah, the thing is, like, they're so buff that they all have to help one another put on their tiny... butterfly wings.
Yes! Yes!
Why? You've ruined my mental image.
They have
already.
like little these like shirtless, enormous, ripped guys with little pixie, sparkly butterfly wings on their back.
Oh no!
Amazing.
Why have you done this to me?
You make me float away.
Funny as hell.
There goes my dream of having a bunch of like thug-looking guys in my group.
It's what's on the inside that counts.
They're thug on the inside, not on the outside. Oh my lord! But yeah, they have to succeed on enthralling.
They willfully fail.
Oh. I don't even have an option at this point. You're just making this into a cult. I'm not even having an option. You know, after this, it's just gonna be like, oh, the Dragonborn has taken over. But we don't want the Dragonborn. We want Gerald on the throne.
The only revolution is the
I am running for president.
Fucking Jadir is gonna be my vice president.
No one wants to be the vice president to Kanye West. I'm sorry.
God damn it. God fucking damn it.
Okay, so performance over. Everyone eventually clears out after you depart.
Yeah. God fucking damn it. Okay, at least did the tavern make some money out of this?
The tavern made a lot of money. Like they
Okay.
probably put like there's probably like a solid like 200 gold worth of just change in that.
Good for them. Good
Yeah.
for them. I kind of fixed the damage that I created.
Yes.
Okay, then as soon as I'm done, I will go find Jadir and head towards the thing.
All right. You and Jadir are going to see Franchester?
Jadir has been doing his own thing the entire day.
Oh, okay. What have you been doing, Jadir?
Yeah, and in advance, I'd like to apologize for this.
Oh no. It's the butcher.
The GM upkeep is real, but what Jadir would like to do is, and I'm perfectly fine if you abstract this, but I want to get a handle on the circle of nobility, like which families are typically considered in charge of that, like what makes them hold on to power, what businesses are around the city, like generally what props them up.
Are you
Like,
ready
is
to
it
take
just
notes?
a rule of?
Are you ready to take notes?
Oh.
First of all, how are you going to be going about receiving this information?
I feel like Jadir has spent long enough around the city that he has a good understanding of what the various districts are and what the
Yes.
biggest businesses are and like where they source their goods and whatnot. So I kind of want to get an understanding of what the suppliers are and who owns them. So I will be going about talking to people as if I was considering building the freaking school for the floating fucking butterfly. Right, this is a big project that we'll be working in the future, so I want to get an understanding of like the various suppliers around the city. I want to get an understanding of the contractors, the people that pull weight in the city. I want to know who's pulling weight.
There's a difference
That's what I'm
between mostly there's a difference between suppliers and nobility.
Also,
Okay, so what you're saying is that like, is there like
There are people
on the very surface level, I would want to get an understanding of like, is it the nobility that's controlling the businesses, or is like they're like a merchant class or whatever?
Yeah, so there is a merchant class of people. So there's kind of different layers. So there's like the commoners who just live paycheck to paycheck. Above that, you have kind of like small business owners, people who own the majority of tavern keepers, shop owners, bakeries, stuff like that.
certain butcher.
Certain butcher who is now significantly wealthier than he was 3 days ago.
Both traumatized.
There is this kind of famous story that you find of someone who went from the merchant. So above that is the merchant class, people who are actively supplying and leaving the city on a regular basis to go out and either like do collect things, like go out to the woods in large quantities to go harvest wood. There is one, and if you want like super specific, like you want names for the various businesses and companies who do.
Oh, we'll possibly get to that,
Yeah.
but it's not super important for now.
On a surface
But like
level.
if this is true and that there's a merchant class and whatnot, then I want to understand why is it that the ruling structure is in place? Like, where is executive power derived from in this civilization? Because people are in control of the raw goods and services, like the businesses are being run by regular citizens.
Right.
And there is no religion around.
There is no religion. So the merchant class is directly tied to and overseen by the crown. So small businesses are very, it's like a free market. But as far as supply is concerned, the kingdom itself is in charge of bringing in, and this is where a lot of the, so rather than like overtly taxing the people, how it works is that the king and queen, or the royalty itself, and the nobility to some extent also benefit from this. They oversee as kind of like, or mostly from a lawmaking and legal standpoint, the merchant class serve the royal class in that think of it as different companies with one CEO who is kind of a bit of a backseat.
Okay.
And so the king will supply them with the ability to go out and do these and collect these things and go out and get materials to flip down to the lower class, and then it kind of like cycles into itself. And in return, the merchant class is now paying a portion of their earnings back to the crown to create this wealth circle.
Okay, but then that doesn't answer the question of how does the nobility derive their income? Because they're clearly wealthy.
Okay, so the nobility is mostly wealth that is passed from family to family, and their position and their wealth is something that kind of came from something of the past. The city has actually been moving more in a capitalist direction, but is still a ways off from actual capitalism. As far as the noble's position, a lot of what they do just has to do with so for nobility, these are mostly people who have just inherited absurd sums of money from their family. It's just been passed down through the generations, because back in the time of when Cassia was the thing, because Cassia had been around for many hundreds of years before the war with Barad Baisa, and so that these families had a large period of time to be established, and it was a much more feudal system. So wealth tend to stay where it was, and so now, and that system has kind of just transferred in to Barad Baisa. So their position is more of a leftover political thing from Cassia. If that makes sense. Okay. Am I answering your question? I might just be rambling.
Can I ask one thing then? Sure. Out of curiosity, because some of the nobles must have some sort of an income. Because if they don't, they would just slowly run out of money. And I don't want to believe that every single fucking noble is a hopeless, useless, just piggy bank that doesn't know anything but to lose money.
Well, there are nobles that have just been living off the family fortune, but there also are nobles, and another thing you heard out is like these kind of legendary merchants who go from suppliers to actually nobility through power and wealth. One example being the Leighton family, who were they were originally merchants who made it big through the seafaring market. When the sea retreated, they were still able to go out to the ocean in large quantities and bring back fish. And
what did you say the family's name was?
Leighton, Lytton.
Leighton family.
And so they actually became lower nobility through pure wealth gain. And so, how did the nobility make their money? That's a good question that there is an answer to, but am not willing to make up on the fly because it's important.
Aren't you amazingly gracious to us for caring about your world and making your world build it even in greater detail?
However, if you are looking for specific families, there are families who you can go out and learn about, but over the amount of time that you spent gathering today.
Really, let me talk to you sort of like as a player what I'm concerned about, and maybe we can hope to derive in some result. So what I kind of want to accomplish is find out some way for me to destabilize the nobility through these actions. But if the nobility aren't really propping up the crown, and there is no religious purpose they don't serve. And if they don't serve some kind of purpose and they're just living off themselves, they're really self-sufficient. So there isn't much that I can do to destabilize it. I want to find some way to screw over their power base, their wealth functions. I don't know if there's a central bank that they'll use. Or if it's like
there is a central bank.
Okay. I actually have a very quick and easy solution to this.
Yes.
They work as what is it called? They basically pay certain companies to build up, and they get a part of the cake as well. What is it called again? When you pay into a company?
Investing?
Yeah, they invest into merchants.
So they're money lenders, investors.
Yes.
That is already
We're back to the world building session.
I know, right?
Okay.
But yeah, that was the quickest solution.
When you have 1,500 words of notes on the nobility, and you still don't have enough.
It is law in Barad Baisa that when a company is formed, you can only do so as like a single family or investor starts it up. But like to invest money into it and prop it up, you can only do that if you're nobility to prevent the formation of young upstarts,
right?
Like the Lightens.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Lightens managed through legendary action.
Yeah, and then everybody realized that now it's possible.
Yeah.
No more of you.
Yeah. Okay.
No
After the Lightens became lesser nobility through sheer wealth and capital gain, the nobles realized, hey, we could get kicked out of our own city just economically. And so the nobles got together with the crown and politically decided, all right, we need to make it so that whenever a company is coming up, we are a critical asset to that company so that they can't overthrow us. And so the nobles get all their money because the nobles all have significant shares in all of the suppliers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, this just makes more sense, to be fair.
Okay.
That makes me very happy.
All right.
He's happy.
My DM ego is fragile.
Come on, you're doing a wonderful job.
This level of world building is like a fucking absurd.
I do have a significant amount of notes on the nobles, though. If there's things you're looking for.
I do understand when you tell me that you have like tens of pages on it. It's like, that's more than I have. I mean, we comparing sizes?
Are we comparing our nobility sizes?
Then you have someone like me. Oh, you take notes? Yes. What are your notes? This person is like this. Anything else?
Meanwhile, builds dungeon before session.
I'm building the dungeon.
To be fair, yes, that's me. I like making the maps, I like making the dungeons, but when it comes to story, it's mostly improv on my side.
All right.
But yeah, so to bring this into more of the game thing, what I want Jadir to do during this day is try to develop a deeper understanding of the who's who and, that kind of stuff. So I want to walk away from today with like a target in mind.
Okay.
And I want to formulate a plan of like, well, maybe I can make it so that the Castellanterns and Margasters are, my primary individuals of power or whatever in my mind. I want to create a cabal that the other families think that they belong to or whatnot. These are threads that Jadir has formed over the course of the day. Like, this is what the direction that I want to put this into.
Okay. So, who are you talking to about this?
So this entire process is done through the guise of potentially establishing both a theater as well as a school for the floating butterfly. Possibly like a permanent fixture. This is an instrument that is coming from backing with Sir Francis. It's going to be an institution that will benefit the society of Barad Baisa, and I am currently investigating if there's any opposition, if there's any support. I want to get back. I'm talking to people as if I'm building something new and significant. that there
You
won't
know-
be financial backing for this.
You know, if the nobles find out about this, I am fucked. I am going to be swarmed by fucking nobles, and I will hate you for it.
You wanted this. I'm creating
Not
your
in that
legacy,
way.
goddammit.
Not that way. I'm being pushed
I
into the
think-
fucking Kanye West
I
route.
think he actually just didn't realize it, but Judea was like, you know what? Let's make that fucking school happen. And he's just
Oh, no.
actually doing the prep work for that, but like picking up on like who's who while going from location to location.
Okay.
The person himself that this is circled around doesn't even know this. So you come back like, yes, I've invested in your school.
David, you could have run like 5-room dungeons. You chose this.
Okay. So you're getting backing from the Lamafort family for your school. And you're looking for people who would be opposed to that?
No, I'm just generally trying to find like, well, you know, this is the plan that I want to put in motion. What are the legal loopholes? Like, what are the legal steps that I have to go through?
Okay.
Who would I approach for
To
like construction, for building
establish-
permits, for, you know, it's like this is the, like, who are the people that I would have to talk about
Okay.
for building? It's the entire process.
To create a school, you need obviously you need your backer, you need your plan for construction, you're going to need to hire one of the construction businesses to build your school. So you're going to need to have the gold to fund the construction businesses, which is probably going to come a significant portion from the Lamafort family. You're going to need to have a business model. How are you going to make money off the school? From as far as legally speaking, you're going to need to buy a portion of land in the city to either repurpose or break down and rebuild as your construction. So you're going to need to buy the land through either, if it's publicly owned land, you can do that through the courts. If it's privately owned land, you'll have to go to the owner of that land. From there, because this is a private school, there is no like legal system for what needs to be taught or what doesn't need to be taught. This isn't like modern day where there's a shitload of regulations on everything. Really, you have land, you have gold, you have the ability to build the school. The school can be built, but then you're going to need to hire people to work in the school, and so on.
Right. But I won't. When I'm doing that, I kind of want to sprinkle in, like when I'm investigating all that. Specifically, this is all done with the intent of finding out like the big movers and shakers, and what do they stand for? What are their resources? Where do they derive their power? That was the whole purpose of today. So
Right.
I kind of want to do all of this while asking like, oh well, so which construction company should I look out for? You know, who are the reliables and who owns that? You know, and trying to form this complex web of people in my mind. Jesus
Right.
Christ.
So, there's
Bit complicated.
There's Paxton Construction, which is a
David, if you want to completely abstract this process, that's perfectly fine. I know that you're not prepped to talk about what are the main construction companies operating in Barad Baisa.
I have families but not construction companies. Yes. How about you just send me a list of the stuff you want to know, and then
Okay, so to abstract this, I've been spending a lot of time learning about the rule set in Blades in the Dark, which is about running gangs and operating complex scores and whatnot. And I'm firmly a believer that like planning is the death of good D&D. So if you or I, either one is fine, want to just world build like a tiny piece of it, like this is what we learn and it's enough to put something in motion, that's fine with me. I want to come away from here today knowing like, David, I just want to know who I want to blow up. I want to fireball something. At the end of the day, I want a mansion to fireball.
okay.
I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, that's the end goal. I want a complex line that goes into this, while at the lower end, I want to be like, we want to rob these people of their shit.
Preferably
Really?
preferably the mansion that is the most flammable out of the bunch.
All right,
Right.
so
like
that happens.
just okay.
I'll get back. The gods will return to you on this matter.
Okay.
In the meantime, evening is here. You've returned to Gerald, enlightened with an incredible conversation and understanding of a very complex and well thought out world with absolutely no plot holes in it.
I
you
think
are.
he's pissed at us. I think he's pissed at us.
Oh my god.
We made the adult mad.
But yeah, I'll drop you like a bullet point of like what Jadir actually cares about in terms of like the plan, so to speak,
All right.
and whatnot. Hopefully, it'll be of assistance.
Really,
I know this
quick
is
thing
asking
to bring.
quite a lot.
Quick thing, do you tell Gerald at all that you were talking about building a fucking school, and that information might get leaked to the noble?
No, but what you see is Jadir has returned with a suitcase, like a briefcase, and has like several scrolls under his arm, and it just like slinks away into the tavern while you're performing. Just see me coming back, drenched in sweat, with the briefcase and like proper scrolls just tucked underneath my
A
arm.
loose tie,
Yeah, exactly.
breath of alcohol.
It's been a long day at work, son.
Are you winning, son?
Yes, exactly.
All right, so evening has come and gone. The performance has ended. You two are in the tavern, both having had long and very hard-working days.
So, how was the performance?
I will
He
find my
asks
mom.
the bard as the bard stuffs his face with a plate of food.
That's fine. You've earned it. You've earned it. In the meantime, I've heard some terrible rumors. Never trust Frank.
I know, right?
It is not to be trusted.
He is not to be trusted.
Why do you know him?
I heard the rumor as well.
Oh, of course, you are much better connected than I am.
But
Well,
anyway,
when you're done stuffing your face, I have.
I am pretty much done. But yes, so talking about that, the concert went quite well. The tavern earned around 200 and something gold. The tavern keeper is very happy. On the side note of things, I have managed to get some following on that one. Tomorrow, I'm going to be spreading information that I want to basically have a little tour around the royal districts. And oh, how I wish there was a way to get there. And that should spread like wildfire, I'm assuming.
Well, as it so happens, I've done a little bit of talking with people about the Lamafort School for Arts and Music.
Oh?
Your school.
Wait, what? How it kind of like brushes like food off his like shirt, like excuse me? You did what?
Right, so as it happens, you already have a few meetings scheduled for tomorrow.
And you didn't think that maybe, you wanted to let the person that you're scheduling the meeting know that, you're going to be looking for meetings.
I just did. Now.
You just look at him as he like puts his hand down in the most disappointed pose possible, as he's just.
I think Jadir's seriously confused. Like, I thought you wanted this.
Well, maybe in the future. Do you really think now is a time to start a school? I would like you to think about what. He points at the chest, like where your thing is, points at the bag where the mask is, makes a sign with his hand, hell, and then makes it.
It's an ongoing project. You don't have to oversee all of it.
Have you not thought that maybe we have a bit too much on our plate?
Look, I'll just say, when you're swimming through the astral sea, thoughts of schools don't matter.
This isn't a wizard school. Do you think I have no idea what even the astral plane is?
Look, it doesn't matter, really.
You just hear like a thunk as his head just goes on the table and just. Fine. But I'm remembering
One
this.
moment. And
I swear to
goes
God.
and asks for cherry pie.
You are brought a delicious, scrumptious cherry pie.
Just keep in mind, in the corner, Gerald will remember this.
Jadir is still completely blindsided. I thought this was what he wanted.
He specifically said, oh, maybe in the future.
Now is the future.
I love the fact that Jadir is completely fucking blindsided by this. He kind of like just, do you bring the pie to the table?
Sure.
He just, as he's like facing the table, he's like, I'm taking one.
All right, I'll go get another one.
No, he's just taking a slice of it.
Well, I mean, Francesca typically indulges. The presentation matters, is what I'm saying.
All right. So, what else would you like to tell me of what I have planned apparently tomorrow? He's saying this very passive aggressively.
I don't know.
All right, just tell me, what is it, and who do I need to meet, and who do I need to... What do I need to do?
At one moment, in his suit, he just pulls out it just unfolds and it keeps unfolding like this colossal scroll.
You see one of the few times where his face goes from being happy and smiling to just deadpan, and you just hear, I hate you.
Jadir is like completely concentrating one long black fingernail tracing the thing. Here. It just speaks about some of the nobility that you have meetings with for tomorrow.
That's such a dick move to pull, though. That is such a dick move. Oh, I'll fucking get you back on that one.
Like the parchment just kind of collapses over, and you see like Jadir's face, like. Any questions?
Yes. How do I send a mortal soul to the nine hells and then trap it there forever?
I think that's a question for Francesca.
Oh, no, I think this is very much
Which we
something
should
you have...
really head to. I had a meeting.
All right. Let's go. Apparently, I am going to be very, very busy.
And with a cherry pie in tow, intact, mind you.
And get a fresh
We
cherry
would like
pie.
to head. We would like to head towards Franchester's.
All right.
You are so fucking
You
proud of
make your
yourself.
way
Yeah. So,
out through the downtown city, through the park, up to the hill, and into Franchester's house. You head on in. And Franchester is there waiting for you. Hello, friends!
hello.
Good morning.
Good evening.
Good
I
midday.
brought pie.
Pie is a cherry.
It is.
Thank God it's not fucking chicken. Chicken pie.
Judea will hand it over, but Jesus Christ, you'd think of all people, Franchester would be totally into chicken pot pie.
Fun fact: I've never had a pie before.
Wait,
The entire just both go completely silent.
wait, really? But like, actually?
What the fuck
It's
is
not
wrong?
it's not a big thing in Iceland.
Huh.
Eh. Never had pie. Okay, anyways, let's continue.
Franchester eats the cherry pie and gobbles it all down in a matter of maybe 5 minutes.
Jesus.
No matter how many times I see that, it always impresses me.
He looks at you, smiling, his whole like nose and face area covered in like red smudges.
Do you think we couldn't win bets using him?
We could.
The only person who uses me is me.
Well, we'll give you part of the bet money.
We're gonna be rich boys.
You could earn some, a couple of coins. And you get a free pie out of it.
Anyway, Jadir. So I analyzed your blood, right? So your crystal is emanating with an incredibly strong source of void energy. Now, if we look at this table right here, and he brings out like a table which is more of like kind of like a weird circular table. It looks like some sort of, if you could compress like 4 dimensions onto 3 dimensions onto 2 dimensions. And there's just like symbols all over the place. It looks like some absurd, like insane math thing. And he's like, so you see this, and then he has like some weird graph line moving to like some other dimension of this circular table, cuboid, spherical object. He's like, you see this over here is the opposite of this one. It's really quite simple.
Can I just nod my head and pretend I understand what he's saying?
He takes you guys through like a 10-minute like theoretical hyperphysics lecture about like interdimensional multivariable planar calculations.
I'm
His
nodding
face
my
covered
head.
in cherry pie.
His face is still covered in cherry pie, which is now, by the end of the lecture, is starting to like solidify on his poorly, like he hasn't shaved in a little while. There's like kind of getting like some cherry pie stuck to his whiskers.
Gerald is like nodding his head the entire time and going like, I see,
So it's
And
really quite straightforward.
And as soon as he says that, Gerald is like, I have no idea what you just said.
What?
All right.
You said you were nodding.
Oh, yes. I just really want to see how long you would go on before you understand that we have no idea what it means.
Okay, I made a big machine, and machine go, and then the crystal goes, kaboo!
So it explodes inside him.
No, that'd be cool though.
All right, so what does the machine do to it? Crystal?
So, anyway, so because the polar energy alignment is in opposition to the void energy concealed within Jadir's chest, if I'm able to take a significant portion of rain energy and angle that above your chest such that this is going to temporarily create a stronger energy pulse than that coming from your chest. The issue, which is what I need your help for, is that I can't do that with the level of power I have right now. So I'm gonna need a small amount of help